Mechanics aren't always trying to scam you, but they do know one thing. You don't know what they know. That's where the trouble starts, and where your money disappears. You bring your car in for an oil change. Suddenly, you're hit with a $600 bill for urgent repairs you never saw coming. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Consumer watchdogs report that Americans lose billions each year to shady or unnecessary repairs. But here's the good news. You don't have to be one of them. In this video, we're exposing 13 common mechanic scams, the tricks, the pressure tactics, and the flat-out lies. More importantly, we'll show you how to spot them before they drain your wallet. Scam number 1. The bait-and-switch price. You see a sign, oil change, $19.99. Sounds like a steal, right? But once your car's in the shop, the story changes fast. Suddenly, that price only covers the most basic oil. And your car, they say, needs the premium synthetic blend, which of course costs way more. And oh, by the way, they've already started the job. It's like walking into a diner that advertises a $1 burger, but once you're seated, they charge extra for the bun, the patty, and breathing air. Before you know it, your cheap oil change turns into a $120 mystery bill. The solution is simple. Get a detailed written estimate before they touch anything. Ask them to spell out exactly what's included in the advertised price and what other charges could possibly come up. A good mechanic will be transparent. If they get defensive or can't give you a straight answer, that's your cue to leave. Scam number 2. The surprise emergency repair. You go in for something simple, maybe a tire rotation or a new battery, a routine job. But then the mechanic comes back with a serious face and bad news. Your brake pads are dangerously worn. You're lucky we caught it in time. Sound familiar? It's like going in for a flu shot and being told you need open-heart surgery because the nurse didn't like how you coughed. This scare tactic works because it preys on fear. And sure, real problems can pop up. But in this scam, mechanics often exaggerate a minor issue or invent one entirely. The key is not to panic. Ask the mechanic to physically show you the problem on your car. If they can't or won't, be suspicious. And if it's a pricey repair, always get a second opinion. A few hours of your time could save you hundreds, or even thousands. Scam number 3. The diagnostic fee trap, that dreaded check engine light. You take your car to a shop and they tell you they need to run a diagnostic test, which usually costs between $50 and $150. Here's where the scam comes in. First, many auto parts stores will read your car's error codes for free. Think of that free code reading like taking your temperature at home. It tells you that you have a fever, but it doesn't tell you why. A mechanic's full diagnostic is like a full workup from a doctor. The scam isn't the fee itself, but how it's used. Some shops will waive the fee if you get the repairs done, but they just secretly bake that cost into the bill, much like free shipping on an item whose price has been inflated to cover it. To protect yourself, always ask about diagnostic fees up front and request a detailed report of what they find. Scam number 4. Used parts sold as new. This is one of the sneakiest scams. The mechanic bills you for a brand new part but installs a used, rebuilt, or cheap aftermarket one instead. The shop then pockets the huge price difference. It's like paying for a brand new iPhone but getting a refurbished one in a new box. It might look the same, but you've been ripped off, and it's not going to last as long. This isn't just about money, it's about your safety. A used or counterfeit part can fail much sooner, putting you back in the shop. The solution? When you approve the repair, tell the mechanic you want to see the new parts in their boxes before they're installed. You should also always ask for your old parts back. An honest mechanic won't have any problem with this. If they hesitate, it's a giant red flag. Scam number 5. Phantom repairs. Imagine paying hundreds of dollars for a new fuel pump, only to discover later that the old broken one is still in your car. That's the reality of phantom repairs, where you're billed for work that was never performed. This is the mechanic's version of charging you to fix a leaky pipe under your house, but all they did was park their truck in your driveway for an hour. You can't see the pipe, so you have to trust them, and that's what they're counting on. This scam works because most of the parts they claim to fix are buried deep in your engine. This is another situation where asking for your old parts back is your absolute best defense. If they replace something, they have to be able to show you the old one. It's also smart to pay with a credit card. Credit card companies have your back with fraud protection and can help you dispute charges if you've paid for work that didn't happen. Scam number 6. Overcharging for simple tasks. Have you ever been charged $100 to replace a cabin air filter? It's a part that costs less than $20 and can be swapped out in under 5 minutes. This scam is like a plumber charging you $200 to tighten a faucet handle with their bare hands. They aren't billing for the complexity of the work. They're billing for your lack of knowledge and hoping you won't question it. The profit margins on these simple tasks can be enormous. They might bill you for a full hour of labor for a job that took them less than 10 minutes. The key is to be an informed consumer. Before you agree to a simple replacement, pull out your phone. A quick search will likely show you how to do it yourself. Even if you don't want to, at least you'll know if you're being overcharged. Scam number 7. The free inspection trap. Many shops will lure you in with a free multi-point inspection. It's like getting a free sample of a snack that's so salty, it forces you to buy an overpriced bottle of water. The free inspection is often the setup for the expensive sale. Once your car is in their garage, that free check almost always uncovers a long list of urgent problems. They create a problem out of thin air, and conveniently, they're the only ones there to sell you the solution. If a free inspection results in a quote for thousands of dollars in work, especially if your car was running perfectly fine, be skeptical. Thank them for the list, and then take that list to a different trusted shop for a second opinion. A paid, honest assessment is always better than a free inspection that costs you a fortune. Scam number 8. Unneeded fluid, flushes, and additives. You've probably heard lines like, "Your transmission fluid looks dark." Mechanics love to push fluid flushes, but they are often a complete upsell. Think of it this way. A fluid change is like donating blood, a gentle, normal process recommended by your owner's manual. A full flush, on the other hand, is like hooking you up to a machine that forcefully pumps all your blood out and replaces it. It's an extreme procedure that can damage sensitive parts if it's not actually needed. Some car makers specifically advise against routine flushes because the high pressure and harsh chemicals can damage sensitive seals. The color of the fluid isn't always a good indicator either. Many fluids get darker with normal use. Your best defense is your owner's manual. It has the official schedule from the people who built your car. Stick to that. Scam number 9. The premature battery and belt replacement. This scam is all about creating panic. The mechanic tells you your battery is about to fail, or the serpentine belt is cracked and ready to snap. This is like a roofer telling you that a single scuffed shingle means you need a whole new roof immediately. They're turning normal, minor wear and tear into an urgent crisis. The problem is, these tests can be faked, and minor cosmetic wear doesn't mean a part needs to be replaced right now. A modern serpentine belt can last for thousands of miles, even with small cracks, and a good battery lasts for years. Unless you've been having trouble starting your car, there's likely no emergency. If a mechanic is pressuring you, ask to see the test results yourself or drive to an auto parts store. Most offer free battery testing, so you can get an unbiased second opinion. Scam number 10. The fake or swapped parts demo. This is one of the most shameless scams. To convince you that you need a new part, a mechanic will show you a component that is supposedly from your car, like a filthy air filter or a worn-down brake pad. But this is a classic magician's sleight of hand. The part they're showing you isn't from your car. They keep a collection of worn-out parts on hand, specifically to use as proof on unsuspecting customers. This scam works because we trust what we see with our own eyes. The way to beat this is to politely ask the mechanic to show you the worn-out part while it is still on your vehicle. An honest mechanic will be happy to walk you over and point out the issue. A scammer will get defensive or make up an excuse. If they won't show you the part on your car, don't approve the work. Scam number 11. Inflated parts and labor costs. This scam isn't about a trick, it's about pure greed. Some shops drastically inflate the costs of both parts and labor. It's like going out to eat and the restaurant charges you $50 for a bottle of water you could get for $2 at the store, and then bills the chef's time in 3-hour blocks, even if your meal only took 20 minutes to cook. A job that industry guides say should take 1 hour might show up as 3 hours on your bill, a practice called labor padding. You can protect yourself by doing a little research. For any major repair, call a couple of different shops to get competing quotes. You can also ask for an itemized estimate that breaks down the cost of parts and the number of labor hours. If a part seems ridiculously expensive, a quick online search can usually tell you its real price. Scam number 12. the oil change that never happened. This scam is as simple as it is dirty. You pay for an oil change, and the shop just doesn't do it. It's like paying a house cleaner who just turns on a vacuum for a few minutes to make noise, then leaves. They're counting on you not checking their work. They pocket the money, and your engine keeps running on old, damaging oil. Luckily, this is one of the easier scams to check for. Before you leave the shop, pop the hood and check the oil dipstick. New oil is a light, honey amber color. Old, used oil is dark brown or black. A quick look at the dipstick is like checking for dust on the furniture. The evidence is right there. If the oil is still dark, the work wasn't done. Demand a refund and report them. Scam number 13. The lot fee they forgot to mention. You leave your car at the shop overnight, maybe because they needed to order a part or you couldn't pick it up right away. No big deal, right? Then you get the bill, and there it is. A $40 to $100 storage fee for keeping your car on their lot. They never mentioned it. You never agreed to it, but they're charging you anyway. It's like ordering takeout and being charged a fee because your food sat on the counter for 10 minutes before pickup. Most reputable shops don't do this unless your car sits for days after it's fixed, and even then, they'll warn you in advance. How to avoid it? Ask up front if there are any fees beyond parts and labor, specifically storage or administrative charges. Get it in writing. If they spring it on you later, challenge it or take your business elsewhere. So there you have it. The common theme in protecting yourself from all these scams is to be an engaged and informed customer. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Insist on seeing the problem with your own eyes, and always get a detailed, written estimate before you approve any work. And remember, your owner's manual is your best friend when it comes to what your car actually needs. But the single most powerful thing you can do is find a trustworthy mechanic before you're in an emergency. Look for shops with great reviews, get recommendations from friends, and build a relationship. An honest mechanic is worth their weight in gold and will work with you to keep your car safe and reliable without trying to empty your wallet. Think repair shops are bad? Wait until you see what dealerships are up to. From hidden fees to shady financing tricks, they've mastered the art of separating you from your money. Don't walk into a dealership blind. Watch our next video on the top dealership scams and how to beat them. It could save you thousands and a whole lot of regret. Check it out here. You'll be glad you did.